For this week, I'm thinking let's start off with some good news. A Zimbo by the name of Babusi Nyoni has developed an AI that runs on smartphones with decent hardware, capable of diagnosing Parkinson's disease. The app is being called Patana AI and makes use of camera hardware and software, or computer vision as they like to call it, to analyze a subject's movements and compare them with a database to try and figure out if the subject is positive for Parkinson's or not. Man, I sure hope Zimbabwe's AI expert is coding something similar for Corona. Yes, I just called him an AI expert because his CV in the AI field suggests so. We'll be making a full video on him to show you exactly why he is an expert. The Game of Thrones at Net1 continues, and this time it's not the CEO but rather a board member appointed by the former Minister of ICT, Mr. Kazembe Kazembe. As much as Douglas Mamvura was officially appointed, the poor fellow was excluded from all the board meetings. To even add some salt to the already bitter man, he claims he is being served court papers as one of the respondents to Lazarus Mchenje's case on the decisions made in the meetings he was never informed of. I promise I'm not making this up. At least Lazarus Mchenje ended up winning the case, but I'm not sure if that means good news or bad news for Douglas. Last week, WhatsApp dropped the dark theme for everyone on both iOS and Android, but it looks like not all the dark themes are equal. Dark theme on Android is more of a really dark green, whilst on iOS it's properly pitch black. Now, because of how OLED screens work, a black screen means the black pixels are actually switched off, which saves battery. But if the screen is sort of black, then the dark pixels will still be consuming power. So even if your Android has an OLED screen, it will not benefit as much in the power saving sense as iPhones with their darker dark theme. Back to some good news. Picture this, Zimbabwe, right? The hyperinflation capital of the globe. You get a company offering up to 50% discount on internet. Let this sink in for a minute. The company is liquid and the discount is only available for enterprise businesses, so yes, everyone else the struggle continues. But hey, at least it's something, right? Hopefully, if you work for an enterprise, your IT guys will be a little bit less stingy with the bandwidth. The promo is going to last 6 months, and Liquid says loyal clients in banking, mining, retail, and finance, just to name a few, will be allowed this discount. Is it sustainable though, given the impressively defunct Zimbabwean economy? Well, Mr. Makamure says after working out the numbers, it's better losing up to 50% of revenue whilst retaining a client than losing 100% of revenue and losing the client. As for Ecocash, well, it at times seems like it doesn't care for its clients that much. They silently increased and introduced some biller charges on non-consumer services. So stuff like paying for your Zol or Zesa still has the usual fees associated with them, as they are consumer services. Merchant-to-merchant transactions now attract a 1% fee of the transferred amount. Merchant bank-to-wallet fee has increased from $30 to $50, and bulk payments now have a 2% plus a $5 fee on top. Now, the silence plus the fact that these fees have been implemented on non-consumer transactions begs the question of whether it was a way of passing the time whilst their application to raise tariffs awaited approval from the RBZ. But it's always fair to level up with clients and tell them what's up. This week, the Minister of Finance and the Governor of the Central Bank held a press conference, and two main things stood out. First is the Currency Stabilization Task Force, headed by none other than Mthuli Ncube himself. So part one of the task force is to put limits on bulk payment transactions like payroll or mobile money. And part two is ensuring the compliance of bulk payers to the 2% tax. Alright, not sure how this fixes anything, but I am no finance guy. The task force is set to double down on mobile money, as it will be monitoring daily returns supplied by the mobile money platforms, ensuring all transactions are legit. With the volume of mobile money transactions, I think they will need the help of the AI expert. The advice I'll give is let the tech work for you. Secondly, the press conference introduced local citizens to the concept of routers-based interbank platform. It's pretty much an online forex trading platform that makes use of the routers system and will be available between banks and between bureau de changes. So what this means is banks and bureau de changes will be setting their own interbank rate that will help show the true nature of the exchange rates, or as the press statement states, showing transparency. Of course, the RBZ will still be there to intervene in case anything gets out of hand. The hope is these interventions will not affect the system in a negative way. But there is only a way to find out, and that is through time. Time to end the news here. Share the video, like it. I will totally appreciate it. Goodbye.